On behalf of Wilbros Live, I would like to welcome you all to the exclusive virtual group interview session of multi-awarded and multi-platinum singer, songwriter Bryan Adams. He's returning to Manila for his So Happy It Hurts concert happening on March 15 at the Araneta Coliseum. Tickets are on sale via ticketnet.com.ph and Ticketnet outlets nationwide. Presented by Wilbros Live.
Good morning to everybody. In case anyone wants to know, I'm in Tokyo at the moment.
Then we call on Natalie Tomada of Philippine Star.
Hello,
Natalie,
good morning.
okay.
Good morning, Sir Brian. I'm Natalie from the Philippine Star. So my first question is, first off, I want to ask, how does it feel to be touring and playing to live audiences again in the Philippines and in this part of the world,
Yeah,
Asia? Thank you.
very excited to be playing here. We played in Korea the night before last. We're in Tokyo now and playing in Japan for this week. And then, of course, we're coming down to see you at the end of our Asian tour. And so very, very excited to be coming back here. And of course, it's great as a musician to be playing live again after 2 years of not being able to do it. Although we have in the last year done about 100 shows. So since the pandemic sort of stopped, we've been busy working.
And my second question is, and you've been very productive last year. Like I learned you released 4 albums, including the 50 or 15
Sorry,
studio.
I'm not hearing your question, Natalie. You're breaking up.
Hello. Yeah, sir. You've been productive, very productive last year. You released 4 albums, including your 15th studio album. What was it like? And also re-recording your old hits. What was the experience like?
Really,
And where do you draw your inspiration nowadays? Thank you.
thanks for the question. Yes, I have released 4 albums in the last year, and one of them is the new album, So Happy It Hurts. And that was exciting because we got nominated for a Grammy for the title song. And we got busy in the studio. I've just been really, really busy making new music and creating a new live show. And with all of the time I had on my hands for 2 years where I couldn't work, I just wrote a lot of songs, and so really I've just been busy. And to re-record the original songs is just to give all the songs a new breath of fresh air, because it's sort of opening it up to a new audience, and that's what's exciting about music, is you can reintroduce your music once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie. And now the next one is Mark Bonifacio of Manila Times. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark from the Manila Times. So, what can fans expect from your concert here in Manila?
Well, we're going to be playing all the songs that you know and love, like the Philippine national anthem, Please Forgive Me. And we'll also be playing a couple of songs from the new album. And we've got a new light show, and it's a whole different look to the last time we were here in Philippines.
And for my second question, what do you love most about playing live?
Well, it's something I've always done, so it's strange not to be doing it. And I love the idea that when you play songs live, it's like playing them again for the first time, because something always happens, whether it be something within the musicians or the people sing the song back to you. All kinds of things happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark, for your question. Now let's hear it from Bobby Recantina of Manila Bulletin.
Hello, Brian. Hi, this is Robert from Manila Bulletin.
Hello, Robert.
Hi. For my first question, you've been in the music business for decades now. So what is the secret of Brian to career longevity?
I think looking after yourself is number one.
Yes.
So making sure you keep fit and healthy. And second of all, always remember where you came from. You know that where you come from is for me one of the biggest sources of inspiration.
Mhm.
Because I come from nothing, so I've been able to work my way up to the top in my field, and I'm extremely grateful for the fact that even after so many decades that we're still able to tour, record, and make new music. It's amazing.
Well, okay. For my second question, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but did you know that Filipinos are so crazy about your ballads, like everything
I
else
do know
for
that.
you, heaven, yes. What do you call this? When you love someone, they're so popular in the Philippines. How do you feel about it that they really embrace the romantic side of Bryan Adams?
You know, I love it, and it's very very sweet because it's in fact I will have to say it's unlike any other country in the world how much they love a love song there. So I'm excited to go and sing them all for you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Brian.
In fact, Robert, I think just talking to you again made me think
Yes.
that I should add a couple more songs to the set
Yes.
for Philippines.
Wow, nice. That's nice.
Wow.
That's nice to hear. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Of
you,
course.
Robert.
Thank you,
Okay.
Robert. Cheers.
Okay. Next one is Alan of Philippine Daily Inquirer. Hi, Alan.
Hello.
Good
Hey,
morning, Alan.
Brian.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Yeah, so just about So Happy It Hurts. How feel good record in a time during the pandemic where some of the hard times we have experienced.
So your question cut out, Alan.
How were you able to produce such a feel good record like
Well,
So Happy It
quite
Hurts
quite
during the
easy.
pandemic?
Yeah, quite easy because I was feeling that the world was going to. I particularly needed to be writing music that was uplifting and positive, and I was not going to let that pandemic get me down, even though it was the strangest time and also the most creative time I've ever had. Because during that time, I was able to put together so much music, and so much new material, and that's what I focused on. So yeah, I'm glad you appreciate the fact that it's uplifting.
Mhm. And speaking of writing new material, a lot of artists who are maybe playing for decades, they become content being nostalgia acts, so to speak. But you keep on churning new material. What inspires you to do that?
Well, I think it's one of those things where you have songs in your head, and just because I've got a little bit older doesn't mean the music has stopped. So
Yeah.
I keep having ideas for songs, and so when I do that, I go and put them down, and sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're not. But that's just how music is. And yeah, so I think on this new album, So Happy It Hurts, I think there's quite a few good songs on it.
All right. Thanks, Brian, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan. See you at the concert. The next one is Lian, Austria of Manila Broadcasting. It's actually a radio station, Sir Brian.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Leanne. Good morning.
Hello, Sir Bryan Adams. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So my question would be, we all know that you have been a successful rock singer-songwriter since the 80s. But are you still willing to try other genres other than rock?
Well, this is an interesting question because I have done quite a bit with other film composers. For example, I've worked with Marvin Hamlisch, Hans Zimmer, and Michael Kamen, of course, who I wrote with. And Michael Kamen and I wrote a song together with Mutt Lange called Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman, which is predominantly a flamenco based song. And so the answer is yes, of course I would be interested. And the other thing I can think of in the past years is that I did sing with Luciano Pavarotti, who's an opera singer. And I remember when I did that I said, listen, Luciano, I can't sing opera. It's not my thing. He says, yeah, but just come and sing. And I said, okay. it could be interesting. And so I did it and had a great time. And it just shows that it doesn't matter what genre of music you sing, the fact that all singers can sing together. And it's a remarkable thing.
Okay, sir, thank you. For my next question is, how do you manage to maintain musical integrity while being commercially successful?
I think it's really important that songwriters write the truth. And I think when you write songs, it has to come from a place of either experience, or it has to have some conviction to it that is truthful, that it actually is something that comes from inside. And so for me, I could never sing a song unless the song comes from somewhere that I can relate to. So I never sing songs that are out of my range. I never sing songs that the lyrics I don't believe. And so that's where it comes from.
Thank you, Mr. Bryan. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne. The next one is Edwin Salian of Business Mirror. Edwin,
Hello, good morning from Manila, Bryan. Can you hear me?
Yes, Edwin, good morning.
Yes. Do you still get a chance to listen to new music? Are there any of the new artists that you admire that you would love to collaborate with in the future?
Well, I've got to be honest. I pretty much am living in a bubble of my own music at the moment, and there are singers that I occasionally hear that I really like, and there are bands that I like War on Drugs and Arctic Monkeys, and there are singer-songwriters like Coldplay that I really like. And then there's young singers. There's a couple. There's one English girl that I really like, and she comes from sort of south of England, and I think you may not have heard of her yet, but her name is Cassiette, and she's really amazing. And my friend Suki Waterhouse is really great too.
Okay, thank you. For my second question, what is it about the constant touring and constantly making music that keeps your adrenaline and creative juices flowing?
Well, I could ask you the same question. I mean, what makes you want to be a journalist? You have to do what you follow, what you feel, and one of the things about music for me is I always started my music from live shows. I didn't start my music from the studio. So for me, it's quite natural to be touring and singing live because that's what I've always done. And to stop it feels kind of strange.
Thank you very much, Bryan.
Thank you, Edwin.
Thank you, Edwin. The next one is Jojo Panaligan of Rider PH.
Thanks, Grace. Thanks, Grace. Hi, Bryan.
Hello, Jojo. Are those your cats?
Yes.
Very sweet.
Thanks. When was the last time you listened to your first album, Bryan Adams? And what song there do you wish more people know of? And can you tell us what you love most about that time of your life?
Oh, well, that's a very long time ago. And the last time I listened to the album in its whole, I can't even remember. But I did listen to one of the songs, and I re-recorded it, a song called Hiding from Love, which we put out last year. And it's on the new classic CD, which is out, which has all of my classic songs on it. And you have to remember, I wrote those songs when I was 18. So right. It's quite interesting to think about what I was writing about and the sentiments and the lyrics at that particular time in my life, because I was writing about things that I kind of dreamt about. And yeah, I mean, it's always interesting. And one thing about making music is that it's like having a photo album of your life, because I can remember each song, where I was, what I was doing, and kind of what I was thinking at the time, you know. And back then, I didn't have anything, so I just had a pocket full of songs, and I dreamed that maybe I'd get out of the clubs and get into better clubs, by making my own music. And it wasn't easy because those days were difficult days because it was literally one rejection after the other. Nobody wanted to back my album and nobody wanted to support it. And it just took a lot of time and finally convincing somebody to give me a shot. And from there, once I had my foot in the door, I was able to maximize, and prove to people that I was worth signing. And luckily, there was a few more songs in me too.
Do you miss the freedom that the anonymity gave you?
Well, to be quite fair, I still feel I have a reasonably anonymous feel about me. Even though I have songs that have sort of reached all corners of the earth, I feel like I could go to any of those places and walk the streets and nobody would bother me.
Right. My second question is, many people are on revenge travel as the pandemic winds down. Is there such a thing as revenge touring for Bryan Adams, and how does it manifest?
I've never heard of such a thing.
Okay. So you still craft your concert and repertoire the way you did before pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, we started touring the moment we could. In fact, last year we started in February, and the first couple of concerts, everybody was still wearing their masks. And it's interesting to come back to Asia and see people still wearing masks out there, because back in the West, in Canada and in most places in Europe, people don't wear them anymore. They've given up on the idea of it. So it's my point is, it didn't stop us from going out there, even though many of our shows got canceled because of the protocols that were involved with COVID and government restrictions. But as we all found out, it's just a flu bug.
Right. Thanks, and see you in Manila, Bryan.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Jojo. Now let's hear it from Michelle Soliman of Business World.
Hi, good morning, Sir Bryan.
Hello, Michelle. Good morning.
Hi, my first question is, you've been in Manila for a couple of years touring. What is it that makes you come back to the Filipino audiences all the time?
Well, I meet Filipino people all over the world, and was that your dog? Did I hear someone's dog? Never mind. I meet Filipino people all over the world, and they always remind me that they love the songs. So when the opportunity came to come and play in Asia again, I said to my agent, make sure Philippines is on there.
For my second question, you've also, aside from music, explored photography. Can you tell us more about how you're also incorporating photography in your future projects?
Yes, I've been working as a photographer for, well, let's see, 25 years, and I do all my album covers and promo pictures, and we try and what's nice about being the writer of the song is that I can also try and visualize how I want to create my videos and how I want to create my albums, and I find it really interesting, and just sort of an extension of. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And I feel it's kind of an extension of what I do as a musician.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you in Manila.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. The next one is PJ Kanya of Esquire PH.
Hi, Bryan.
Hello, PJ.
Thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Not at all.
So when you're out in public and you do get recognized, I'm curious, what's the one Bryan Adams song people most associate with you, or the one people most request from you?
People don't usually say anything about songs when they meet me. They just say hi, and so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the proper answer to that question, because I think there's a lot of songs that people like. Every song has a different meaning to different people.
Okay, thank you. And then you've been a performer since you were teenager, are there any big life lessons or realizations you can share with us after all these years in the music business?
What a question. I would say that the thing, if you were starting out as a musician nowadays, it's quite different to how it was back when we started, because back then there was lots of places to play and there were lots of clubs and live music was quite a big thing. It's changed quite a bit now. And so I would just say that if you have a way of making music and it's really what you want to do in your heart, then stay the course, because it's not easy to do it. It's not easy to do anything on a huge level. You have to have a lot of trust in yourself. So yeah, I think just having some sort of conviction that you're going to get there despite any rejections.
Got it. Thank you so much.
And also find some other people to work with, because one of the things you'll find is as a musician, you can't do it on your own. You have to have a team. So you have to have either other musicians to work with or a producer to work with, and you have to have a manager, and you have to have all these people to help you to get to where you want to go. So it's not just a single one-man show. You have to be willing and able to be open to working with other people. And you have to be sort of the team captain of a football team. You know what I mean? You have to sort of be able to choose the right people to work with that are going to get you to the end goal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bryan.
Pleasure.
Thank you, PJ. Now let's hear it from Totel of ABS-CBN News Online. Totel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, Totel. How are you?
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, Totel. How are you?
Yes. Hi, Sir Bryan. The Filipinos are known for being videoke singers. They sing on videoke. And Summer of '69 and almost all of your songs are being sung on videoke. Have you tried singing in one?
Are you talking about karaoke?
Yeah, karaoke.
Well, I did try karaoke once, and I'm okay at it, but I think I'm better just doing my own thing.
Okay. Thanks for that. My second question is about your how you protect your voice, and at your age, you must have some health regimen in order to have a healthy lifestyle, something.
Yeah.
So how do you?
Well, I protect my voice like I protect everything on myself. I eat well. I exercise. I have a reasonably healthy lifestyle. I don't smoke and drink, and so quite boring, really. I spend a lot of time thinking about music and my family, and I think that keeping yourself happy and healthy is the way to a healthy voice.
Okay. So it's the same with what you eat. You're careful with what you eat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a vegan, which is one step beyond a vegetarian, and so I don't eat fish or meat or chicken or eggs, and I've been like that for over 30 years now, almost 35 years.
Okay, thanks, Sir Bryan.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Totel. The next one is Ludmila Pungo of PEP.
Hello, Bryan. Good morning here from the Philippines.
Hello, Ludmila. Good morning.
Okay, my first question is that touring to 7 countries and having 40 concerts, upcoming concerts, is no joke. So I guess, I believe that you and your team prepared a lot for these. May we know what are your preparations for the tour?
Well, the preparations are that we just carry on. We've been touring for the last year. We've done over 100 shows in the last year. And so it's kind of like a well-oiled machine. We know what we're going to do. Everyone knows their job. And it's about getting everything there. And once we're there, we know what to do. And it's a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you for that. My second question is a little bit of personal between you and your fans. So is there any song that most likely resonates with the relationship that you have with your fans, or specifically the Filipino fans? And is there a possibility that you will have to play or perform this song on your Manila concert?
Listen, I would love it if somebody would send me a list of all the songs they want to hear in the Philippines, and because then I can I'm pretty sure that we've got it covered, but it's always good to know what else we might need to add to the show. And I do this thing, what I have done in the past. I usually do this thing where I'm on stage and I'll do requests from the audience. I'm not sure I'm going to do it for this part of the tour, but I have done it in the past. And you'd be surprised all the different songs that come up during that time. But sure, if anyone has any recommendations, by all means, send me a message on my Instagram, and I'll try and fit the song in.
Got it. Thank you so much, Bryan.
Thank you, Ludmilla.
Okay, thank you. And now, the last but certainly not the least, Elijah from Inquirer.net. Elijah or Bianca are here.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Bryan.
Hello, Elijah.
And good morning. I am Elijah from Inquirer.net. So here's my first question. You've been in the industry for 4 decades now. So what do you consider the highlight of your career so far? And are there milestones you still wish to achieve?
Well, let me think about this. There have been so many milestones over that period of time. And I have to say that it's the surprises that happen when you put out a song and you didn't expect that it was going to be a success. So, I've never taken for granted my, the fact that I'm able to do what I do. And so it always is a great surprise when something connects. And it's, of course, I'm now like you say, I've done this for 40 years. So it's really turning the page over to the young singers and songwriters nowadays for them to shine. But as I look back and as I look forward, it's always about the music. It's always about the songs that I'm most grateful for, and the times that have come as a result of that. I mean, there's no way I would ever have been able to visit and perform in Manila as many times as I have if it wasn't for the success of the music. And so I'm grateful to my team and the ability that I have to be able to come and see these places around the world because of music.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So my second question is quite sentimental. So if you're given a chance to talk to your 20-year-old self, what advice would you tell him?
I would say, don't sign it. I would say, I'd probably give myself the same advice as I've been rattling on for the last half an hour about just staying true to yourself and don't get swayed by influence. Just stay on course, trust your gut, and most of all, have a laugh.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bryan. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much indeed.